Hey guys, welcome back in. I'm gonna do a Extreme Permadeath. Actually, I did like a little trial run the other day, so I'm actually just gonna delete that because I had regular stack sizes. So new game and go over to Permadeath, and I'm doing the hardest settings possible across the board. So just crank everything up. Abandon mode. And challenging. Lock the save so I can't change any of this. Just double checking to make sure I have everything as high as it can go. Alright, so confirm and save. Here we go. And I'm gonna access my ship and stuff too. I'm not gonna do this as a no starter ship because that can take way too long to do sometimes. But there's gonna be no exploits, no duplication, none of that stuff. Here we go. Take note of. Oh, why can't I see that? Alright. Grab this cobalt one here. Actually, kind of a nice spot to spawn in. I'm actually gonna jump right in this cave. I want to look at my settings. I need an advanced mining beam for that. See if I can get out of the elements a little bit. And want to get into my menu here. Paradise is going to be a problem already. Alright. I just wanted to check my settings here. I haven't played in a week or so, always change these, even though nobody should be able to get in here. Just want to make sure. Visibilities. Alright. Oh, that. I didn't realize that was already fixed. What's my stuff look like? I do have to repair that though. Alright, I'm gonna grab up some of this cobalt while I'm down here. A good chance to get some of these hazardous plants out of the way too. Yeah, I'm gonna keep these episodes to about probably 2 hours. They may abruptly end though. Ever since Worlds 2 came out, my PlayStation 5's been overheating. I've gone through and I've cleaned it. I clean it about and it's been suddenly just shutting down, so I'm not sure if might have a power supply issue, or if it's actually the heat. So, is there like nothing here? So episodes may just end suddenly. I'm gonna try to avoid that happening, but it might happen. Alright. I'm not gonna bother with those. I have to go punch some plants, it looks like. Oh, there's not much here for ferrite dust. Try to remember to scan stuff as I go too. It's a good plant to get. A little bit of oxygen at the same time. Yeah, and I have the harsh stack sizes, so I can only stack, I believe it's 150 of a resource. I need to kind of make sure I manage that a little bit more carefully. Okay, my ship is over this way. I head in that direction. I'm gonna see if I can pick up some ferrite dust here. This fireberry. You know, these harsh stack sizes, it takes quite a while to even get stacks of stuff sometimes. I'm only getting like 30 ferrite dust for these. Try to keep my beam in the red. I think that's not enough. Yeah, I've been meaning to jump in, do a new save. Here today I just started doing one. And that last save I meant to do the same settings, you know, the harsh settings, but I didn't realize it until I was actually in the game. So figured I just start a whole new one. See how far I can get. There's a lot of things you lose in abandoned mode. You know, you can't buy ships, you can't sell ships. There's no NPCs or anything. You can do Nexus missions, from what I'd see more rare items. It takes forever for this stuff to craft. Alright. I think I did see... Do I have... Oh, I do have terrain manipulator. That's a huge help. I thought I saw damaged machinery here. Floating crystals. I'm gonna make my way towards my ship, but I want to try to grab as much damaged stuff as I can. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot him. Grab that damaged machinery. Alright, ship's right there.
Thermal protection falling.
That up.
Technology recharge.
Grab all this.
Thermal protection falling.
Alright.
Units received. Units received.
And so I'll kind of stick around in this area for a little bit.
Units received.
And just farm some resources. There's not much ferrite dust here, so I might have an issue. Planet looks great at night though, nice and bright.
Thermal protection falling.
I'm gonna need a jelly. Just get that out of the way now. The metal plating. Actually, I'm gonna need 2 of those. I need more. Typically, I'd like the smaller rocks, but these ones will give me a larger amount. So the bad part is they eat up a lot of your mining beam. Try to keep my mining beam as hot as I can too. Grab that.
Thermal protection falling.
Break this rock, then I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna start taking damage.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Alright. I'll get a couple of these done.
Prepared.
Just give that a second to recharge. Take a look here. Oh, this isn't good. Alright, let's see. Yep, make one of those. Some of that burnt off.
Technology recharge.
Condensed carbon up here. Not very much. No.
Technology recharge.
I prefer to have condensed carbon.
Thermal protection falling.
Right now, mainly it's just getting resources together so I can get in my ship and hopefully find some buildings that I can use. Get resources together and start unlocking stuff.
Extreme heat damage detected.
Alright. So, hermetic seal. Okay, so more of that. I'm gonna need 100. Actually, no, just 50. Alright. That's already done. I can never remember how much these are. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna, while that's running, I'm just gonna grab more. Oh, it's already done. I'm just gonna put all my carbon in. I'd rather have the condensed. Try to keep my beam as hot as I can too without overheating. That'll give you a larger yield.
Thermal protection falling.
Alright, come back in here.
Component repaired.
Alright, so that's all repaired. Yeah, there's not much around here for sodium. Oh, there's some over here.
Thermal protection falling.
I do not want to go down there. One thing I will do is, when I run into stuff like this, I like to kind of look down in, make sure I get an easy way out. Yeah, not the best looking cave. I will put down a marker here though, so I can find my way back. Because I have a feeling I'm probably going to jump into that for a little bit. Just waiting for my thing to recharge. Yeah, takes way too long to recharge. Go back down here. Actually, what I really need is more carbon, actually. Yeah, there's having a couple stacks of condensed carbon is more useful than regular carbon. Give that a few seconds to burn off. Before I do anything else, I do want to make sure I craft some batteries. Here. Just use up everything I can for it, but that's alright. Put that in my ship. I'm gonna burn those off. Yeah, I'm gonna poke around this area for a little bit. Just to get all the resources I can. Get rid of that. Run these off. See, so much of it's just inventory management. You know, breaking down what you can. For some reason, that bug is still in the game where it leaves you with 1. Alright, so I'll set that going. I got that cave over there. I do want to go down in there eventually. I do need to just grab, you know, like ferrite dust and carbon. Try to keep all that stuff topped off if I can. I like to have a couple stacks of each. At the same time, I'm looking for damaged machinery too, so that hopefully I can get some upgrades. Because there's no vendors in this, all your upgrades come from damaged machinery. Or, you know, you have to find them in the wild. There's no vendors or anything, so some of the ship, when you find a crashed ship, you can get ship upgrades that way, which helps with the some of the upgrading. And the cargo drop over there. Oh, and I do. Oh, you want to start scanning some of these animals. I normally don't kill the animals, but it is good to have some meat on you. I thought I was going to kill him. There's a cargo drop here or something. Yeah, it is good to have some meat on you in case you take damage. You can consume the meat to replenish your shields. Try not to venture too far away from my ship. I want to stay, you know, a couple minutes tops away. I'm not too worried now because I do have some batteries, but I don't want to go too far away. There's a small animal there. It is good to have some meat on you. If you take fall damage or whatever, you can consume it to replenish your shield. So. A little bit later on, you can also sell the meat too if you want. It is normally a pretty good amount. Alright, make my way back over here. Actually, I'm just going to pop a battery. And you actually use up 2 batteries every time you recharge that way, so battery count isn't as high as it may appear. Oh, that's... Bring that over, pull that up again. Jump in here. 5 believe life support gel. Life support gel does need jelly. Okay. I can never remember with that, so I'm just gonna use up all those. And carbon. All right. That open. Go my ship. And so a lot of it's just micromanaging your resources, especially early on. I like to have a lot of batteries and life support gel. That way I don't have to run around and try to find oxygen and sodium. The native plants are really good too for recharging your stuff. So they're always worth picking up, especially on Permadeath. Another small animal. Shoot where they're at. Quite a few animals here. 7 animals on the planet. I'd like to be able to discover all of them so I can get the nanites. Going back down here. Yeah, I try to leave my refiner running. That way I'm getting a couple things done at the same time. Damaged machinery up there, so take a look at that one. I just realized I never dug up the salvage data down by my ship, so I better remember to take that. Alright, got some type of upgrade. Charge that. What did I get? Oh, pulse engine for my ship. Alright. Oh, got 4 salvage data out of that though. Good. Alright. Some ranger in here. Yeah, I'm just organizing things. I like things to be somewhat in order so I can look at my inventory quickly and know what I have and what I don't have. Right. Put all the junk down at the bottom. Yeah, like that pulse engine upgrade I can't sell it anywhere, so I can't get nanites from doing that. But normally I would just sell it for the nanites, but I can't. It does kind of limit what you can do. I know him. 4. What's that? Produce container, organic rock. Yeah, what I'd like to do is find some runaway mold at some point and drop a base right there so that with an endless supply of nanites. Right now, kind of all I'm doing is just trying to farm up as much stuff as I can and safely do it. At least I'm getting tritium out of these too, so that'll help with my fuel. I don't even see what I'm shooting there. Just try to get a bunch of this cobalt together so I can make more batteries. Grab some cave marrow too, because I can get sodium out of that. One thing you do want to make sure of is looking at your damage numbers. When you're this weak in the game, instead of your beam getting to 100, it only goes up to 66 before it starts to overheat, so you gotta kind of keep an eye on that. Ideally what I'd like to do is get like a whole stack of batteries before I start venturing off too much. I probably won't wait that long because I don't like this area where I'm in already. There's not much around it. So. One of the neighboring planets might be better too, so. Let's see what I have. Break that up. Make some more batteries. And again, I'll use up everything. So that took a good amount of that. I do need to get more ferrite dust now, though. Grab some more cobalt while I'm here. I'm actually hoping some of those toxic plants show up so that I can get sodium and oxygen out of those. They seem to pop up when you don't really want them to, though. Alright, I was going to say that should deplete any second. At least I'm getting tritium out of these, too. Won't have to shoot as many asteroids. Because you do have to be still concerned about money and nanites in this. Because there's not much to spend money on, but when you do need it, you need it for like your exosuit upgrades. Because you can still unlock those. And I believe after you get your Atlas Pass, I think you can get the ones in space stations. They're behind an Atlas door, though. I think you need Atlas Pass 3 to get it, but I'm not positive. Because they're all abandoned space stations now. They're not the new type. So. Typically, I believe it's the left-hand side. There's a door that you can open and get a exosuit slot, or I think some of them have multi-tools in them too, but I'm not totally positive. Alright. And I do want to take a look at the animals here. Okay, there's a flying. Oh, there's two underground creatures here. Peek around. I hate trying to find the underground animals. They can be super annoying to find. Because most of the time they're not underground, they're actually right at the opening to a cave. Watch out for those too. Little snappy plants, those will break your shields or kill you outright. Some of this ferrite dust. I'm just stripping things away from this area that I get pretty easy access through, and then find a better spot on this planet. Probably like an abandoned building somewhere, or a trading post or something. Where you can get things all squared away, get life support under control, and batteries made, and launch gel, and all that good stuff. Makes it go kind of slow towards the beginning, but I'd rather get a good surplus of things before you start running around everywhere. There is a flying creature on this planet as well. I haven't seen it anywhere. At least the Sentinels don't attack you right away on your first planet. That definitely helps a lot. Stop overheating. Yeah, I didn't fill up much. Yeah, I thought for sure these large rocks like this I wouldn't be able to break. I thought for sure they were going to be pure ferrite. And you can save a lot of oxygen just by walking everywhere. When you start flying around, then you start really going through the oxygen. I'm going to break this one and then go back down. Actually, see what I get out of these. Alright, make up some more batteries. Alright. That'll be a stack of batteries now. We should be good there. Pretty sure that refiner must be empty by now. We need to get more carbon as well, but set this thing refining. Condense.
Energy recharge. Sound protection falling. Sound protection falling.
Because eventually I want to set up a oxygen farm to the little oxygen base. Probably do one for sodium too. But what I'm really looking for is the runaway mold.
Sound protection.
That way I can unlock a bunch of upgrades. Get this thing.
Extreme heat damage detected.
You really have to pay attention to that on permadeath, because if you take too much damage like that, you will start breaking equipment. That's the last thing you want. Sometimes repairing that stuff is a colossal pain. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I can go on my ship. Junk. Sweet. Right there. Get some of those. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the light support. I was more worried about batteries. I'd like to try to stay, about a stacker, at least, like 20, something like that, batteries. So there was something else here. Oh, the ionized cobalt. No idea. I'll grab that ionized cobalt. Burn that over. Grab some more carbon. What I'm doing is just waiting for daylight now, and then I'm going to try moving around. See if I can fly to a different area. I try to do all the way around, like, where my ship is. That way I can see all the different directions, see if there's any nearby buildings, stuff like that, to strip whatever resources I can that are somewhat close. With, like, permadeath mode in general, this is where a lot of people die, is either getting to their ship or right after. So... abandoned wreckage. I don't know what that is. Because before I even head over this way, it's a couple hundred units away, but what I want to do is just keep an eye on my keep an eye on my, life support and stuff like that. I am gonna mark this. Come back to that. I was hoping maybe... Oh, there is one down there. Get rid of that. There's an underground creature here. And now he's not there. Unless it's him. Oh, it's him. Little crab creature. Oh. No, it's the little guy. Alright. See what that abandoned wreckage is. I think I can get nanites and stuff out of that. Charge. Oh, grab this too. And grab now that junk for now. Once I get runaway mold farm, I'll stop picking up the junk. But until I get one situated, I want to grab as many as I can. Okay, suspicious goods. Right. That could be something good. Or it could be a quad servo. Maybe something that I can sell off later on for units. But you do use up a lot of dihydrogen, so whenever I see a patch of it, I try to grab it. Because it's used in so many different things. I dug that up. Okay. Oh, got another... Oh, that's a buried cache. I am still, like, on the lookout for creatures, though. Oh, there it is. I know there's a plant here. Ooh. Don't need to die that quick. Oops. An actual cave. Some of this while I'm here. I'm not trying to rush through things or anything like that, so that's where mistakes happen. Kind of take your time and make sure you have supplies. I tend to over-prepare at the beginning, because there's nothing worse than having to run around and find sodium or oxygen because you're dying. Yeah, you're taking a whole lot of necessity, stuff like that. It's the stuff I try to avoid. That. I can make a few more. All right. And if I can snag a couple more of these. I think I got a bunch of the ionized cobalt in the refiner, so probably calm down on cobalt for now.
Now protection 40.
And take a quick peek here. And I'm just going to use oxygen. A little bit of this. There should also be a flying creature here somewhere. There he is. Alright, one more creature, and it's an underground creature. Yeah, it's really easy to overheat with dihydrogen. A lot of times you're not hitting them for very long, and next thing you know, you're overheating.
Now protection 40.
Yeah, that was going to happen. And once you get a few upgrades, makes things a lot easier. This planet, it's kind of a pain to try to get around, so getting the damaged machinery can be kind of a pain. You're constantly running into obstacles. Grab up all this. Get back to my ship and refine some of this stuff down. Alright, let's head back.
Now protection 40. Technology recharge.
You can really eat through your batteries pretty quick. At least this is a pretty mellow planet, though.
Now protection 40.
This is the boring part, the first like couple hours, because you're not doing much. You're just kind of getting resources and get your bearings and stuff. That's the way I do it. Some people can rush right through it, but I don't like to have to craft things as I play. You know, just get a bunch of stuff together all at once and then start running around doing stuff. Get a couple more of those. Alright.
Now protection 40.
See, all those those columns of smoke over in the distance. That used to be a surefire way to know if it's damaged machinery or not, but they changed it. Now you're never sure if it actually is damaged machinery or not. It's kind of a pain. But I used to run right towards them. What I'm going to do is look for a different area on this planet, somewhere that's more flat. See if I can get a bunch of salvage data and stuff like that. And then check out the other planets in the system. Definitely want to watch out for that fire though. Alright, repair that. That fire will eat right through your stuff so quick. Alright, and I will run that off. I'm just going to jump in here for a second. Give myself a chance to recharge. I can go on the ship. One thing I always try to do is leave, make sure my terrain manipulator is always charged. I might as well put some in there. Now this takes, okay, dihydrogen and plating, so make up 3 plating, I guess. Yeah, I need way more of that. Alright. Put that down. Oh, that takes straight dihydrogen. Oh, I just screwed that up. That always confuses me. Alright. Make another one of those then. Oh wait, it's out of my inventory. Alright, get that. Burn this off. Let's not that going. Just gonna hang out in here for a couple minutes. Okay, so that should. And I do want to look to see if I can find some more dihydrogen. I'm still looking for that last creature too. Come on. Oh, your animation gets kind of stuck sometimes when you're shooting. So what am I really low on? I do need ferrite, of course. I'm gonna need to make some metal plating for launch gel. I think before I do launch gel, I'm actually gonna leave this area. I'm pretty ready to leave it already, so... just trying to gather up some stuff and see if I can find more damaged machinery before I leave. I'm just eating through batteries, so I need to find some upgrades. The buried cache. Oh, we've got a building over here. Let's see what that is. That could be like a drop pod or something. Or it might just be a beacon. Yeah, see, I just took some damage, some fall damage there, so I'll just let it charge. If I took a lot of damage there, I'd end up eating some of that meat and it would help recharge my shield. I have to remember not to convert this dihydrogen into dihydrogen jelly. That's going to be a challenge. I always get that confused with the launch gel and life support. Yeah, I already went to that. What's that saying? It must just be a beacon.
Extreme heat damage detected. Technology recharging.
Oh, got some condensed carbon over here though. Hopefully I can get some of that. Okay, it's just a save beacon. But those are good because it gives you a save point, but you can also add it to your discoveries and get 3 nanites for that. There's normally a couple crates around it too. Grab all these crates. Grab all your free goodies. Rusted metal is really nice to have early in the game. Alright. Still continue to farm things a little bit. Yeah, I'm not too far away from my ship, so I'm not too concerned about it. I just don't want to get to the point where I'm multiple minutes away. Worst comes to worst, I can always dig a hole, but shouldn't have to do that. Although if I see something like a windstorm or something like that, then it's pretty much the only thing in the game I actually run away from is windstorms. With those, I'll dig a hole and wait it out. Alright, and these are good to pick up too. You look at your pulpy route here, it'll refill your hazard protection. I like to use those up when I can. Whenever I see them, I like to grab them. Alright, I got 3 metal plating over there already. These plants are good to use, but always be really cautious of them. I always try to stay somewhat close to the ground when I do use them. So that's good. I just picked up a bunch of that rusted metal, so I'll burn that off. Actually, I should be picking these up too. Little rocks are good. You can also shoot them from your ship and get material out of them. Way back over. Right. What do we have in here? Gel. Alright, hop in here. Make up some launch fuel now. Bring in a couple more. There we go. Let's get a good amount of that. Top that off. Actually, I'm just going to throw that away. Oh, I can put 300 in my ship. That's what? Oh yeah, 300 your stack size. Alright. You can only put 150 in your refiner. Move these down. Here. I don't know why it does that. That's one of those bugs that for some reason Hello Games doesn't know how to fix. Run off that other junk. Jump in here. Upload some of these discoveries. Upload your waypoints, where you don't forget them. I like to upload things one at a time, instead of doing everything at once. That way I know I'm actually getting credit. Yeah, I got one rare underground creature left. Yeah, I always try to discover them all, that way, you know, 1750 nanites. That'll pay for an upgrade. I haven't even looked at this system. Somebody discovered it 9 years ago. Jeez. Viking system. Trying to kind of make out what the planets might be. Looks like one's a desert, one's probably, this is probably going to be a lush. That might be a lush too. Frozen. Barren, probably. I haven't looked for any copper yet. I probably should. See if there's any here. Got salt, phosphorus. Got some copper way over there. I'll end up getting copper when I get to a new location. Right, I want to burn off the stack of that. Life support. How much do I actually have? Sometimes those numbers can get confusing. Alright, I'm just going to use oxygen for that. Go grab this buried tech. Collecting buried tech actually goes pretty quick now. Now that you can get like 4, get like 3 or 4 of them at a time. It's kind of nice. You used to only be able to get 1 at a time, and it took forever. That'll help unlock a bunch of stuff. But you can find a decent planet in this system. Probably toss down a base and start actually building some stuff. put together a little base somewhere. That'll probably actually be in the next episode. So I'll probably end up cutting this one a little bit short, actually. I want to try to do about 2 hours at a time. Yeah, wait for daytime and then move on from here. Just try to stack some stuff up. Alright, I'm good on that. Some more of this while I'm here. What I might do is find a new spot to kind of set up and consolidate some of this inventory. I'll just do that probably off stream or whatever. There's nothing more fun than watching a stream where somebody's just refining stuff. Also, I'm a little bit concerned about my PlayStation 5 because I don't know if I think it's the power supply that might be going, but it started when Worlds 2 came out. It'll just turn off. I don't get like a high heat warning or anything like that. The machine itself just shuts down. So there may be some of these streams where it just abruptly, will just end. So hopefully that doesn't happen too often. But it seems to happen around like the 2-hour mark. It's strange because I can play another, any other game for 6 hours, no problem. But for some reason, it's just No Man's Sky that's doing that. So I don't know if maybe it's a optimization issue or what the deal is. Because I clean my my PlayStation twice a year typically, and I cleaned it back in December, and towards the end of February, I started having that issue. So I went through and cleaned it again. There was barely anything in it, so because I actually do the whole thing. I rip the whole thing out. I do all the heat sinks, and it's quite a process. Open it up, and there's barely any issues down inside, no dust or anything. So, all right, back over. That rock's too big to break. All right, and use up a couple batteries. And actually make some more batteries. Yeah, I just try to stay, kind of capped up on them. Make a few of these. That way I can use up some of that stuff. Put that in my ship. Maybe just out of fuel. Alright, so I keep saying I'm going to move away from this area, but I notice something every time I come back to my ship. There's something I miss. Alright, so You're going over towards that cargo drop. Actually, yeah, I don't need that. It's so easy to get distracted in this game sometimes. Air crawler. My least favorite plant in the game. It'll mess you up real easy. To find some damaged machinery in a bad way. That little piece of oxygen over there too. Come on. It takes forever for this thing to mine. Like you gotta get the right angle on some of these. Actually quite the resources are pretty good on this planet actually. I didn't think they were at first, but they're not too bad. I just gotta watch out for that fire that keeps erupting. Alright, so use up some of these. Use it all up. Yeah, so it's always worth it to use those plants to your advantage. Save a lot of resources doing that. Alright. More ferrite dust. Alright, just run the rest of that off. Oh, I had more. Jump in here for a second here. Okay, get that run off. Oh, ran out of fuel. Should have known. More of that. Alright, just let that go. It just seems like this refiner takes forever to do stuff, especially when you're sitting there waiting for it to finish. That going, that'll be a couple minutes, right? Minute and a half. Alright, enough ferrite dust for now. It's ionized. Alright, I did get magnetized ferrite from somewhere, so that's always useful. I can turn that back into pure ferrite if I want. And I'll get rid of some of those. Saw something. Oh, that's going to be chlorine. And I'll do that. What is offered here? Okay. If I had to, I could come back here, set up a little base for chlorine. I will need money at some point. That would be a good thing to possibly do. I want to see what the other planets are in this system too, though. Some of these planets might have aggressive sentinels on it, and that's something that I want to try to avoid, because they're nothing but a pain. They're not bad, you know, later on in the game, but early in the game, they're just a massive hassle. Let's see what this plant is. Oh, it's one of those. Alright. Have a bit of carbon on here. I'm gonna have to recharge. I'm only grabbing this to recharge my multi-tool. Yeah, I do like these things because they're also giving me oxygen as well. The oxygen can be pretty useful. Alright, head back. Alright, get rid of this runaway mold now. Jump in here so I don't eat up hazard detection. And okay, that's ionized there. You know, I think I am just going to break down that ionize while I'm over here as well. Peek over there. It's a lot of work for some nanites. Alright, and get rid of that. And that ionized cobalt. I'm just going to burn that back into regular cobalt. I think I'm ready to lift off from here. Hopefully find like a minor settlement. Throw that away. And make a couple batteries. Make one of those. Actually, make 2 more of those. Alright. I got pretty much all the hydrogen in this area, so jump in. I always make a save before I take off. Just out of this old habit. Alright. fly around, see what we can find. See if I can actually get any resources here. Not looking too good. No. A little bit of resources. Kill some animals at the same time, looks like. Oh, there we go. That's actually really nice to find. It'll be abandoned, but I haven't actually seen one of these in abandoned mode yet. That might be a good place to kind of stop off, because I'll have a terminal here, so I can sell off some of the junk I have. I'm gonna hold on to that gold because I'm gonna need gold and silver for solar panels. And sell off that meat. Let's go regular inventory. Get rid of that moidite. So I can clear out some of this stuff. Should be able to run up here without taking damage. Alright. Some damaged machinery. I'll head over towards that. Actually grab this too. That's different. No, that's one of those plants. I thought it was a rock. Alright. Launch fuel's always welcome. More rusted metal. Yeah, a lot of times what I'll do is I get quite a bit of rusted metal or ferrite dust, but I'll put a stack of rusted metal in my ship. That way if I need it I can always break it down. Phosphorus, tech module.